Scared of the camera.
So I found out about maybe 2 months ago on a Zoom call with Christine and Melita, your beautiful hosts, for this weekend, that Ziva here had been in the process of making wands for this particular Live Your Magic. So you're the first Live Your Magic to get these wands, and what I understand is the wood is made from, is it elderwood?
Yep.
Which is the wood that Dumbledore uses for his wand, which is the highest magic of all. And she's gonna do puts her energy and magic in these wands for you guys, and she's gonna pick a wand out for you as you just come up. And is there anything else you want to say about them, honey? Is that good? Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yay, and I'm first. I'm so excited. Yay! Thank you. Thank you.
I need a hug. I need a hug. Come on. Thank you, Ziva.
No, it's okay. See, I can already feel it. Thanks.
I'm like your man.
She's yes, I like that. She just knows. You do powers for
I'm doing goodness. I knew that's the one.
Thanks.
This one went for your wand. I don't know, on the table back there? Sure. Awesome. Thank you.
Can you do one for me, Ziva?
Janet, get your wand.
so excited.
Thank you, sweetie.
That's like, wow.
That's mine.
Okay, how's it getting better?
Could get my energy on it.
There's still room there.
There's some room here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you.
This is where the real magic happens. Suzanne, this is where the real magic happens.
So which one? Oh, I know you
We
already
need one for Megan.
She already told me which one Megan was before, and it's still there.
Isn't that cool? Which one's Megan's?
I think it was this one.
Yep.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Ziva. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on there, Missy. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Why did this just get...
Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better now? Right, you got me turned on there? You got me turned on there?
No, I'm not getting you turned on again.
Alright, I'm good, but just just give me a minute, woman. So I am so happy you are all here. We have been bouncing since Wednesday night. Like seriously, it's amazing we actually got any sleep. All of your energies have been phenomenal, and you all drew Melissa and I in to actually draw these two amazing ladies in with this phenomenal magic class. So we are going to be just blowing
the socks off of everyone, and we're going to be changing things. And how lucky are the people that are in this building to have this class, right? Megan Silito is someone I've known for a couple of years now. And, you know, I think I know her, and then she just throws it again and again. She's such a phenomenal energy and such an invitation. You guys are going to be so thrilled that you and your bodies chose this at this time. And I'm just so thrilled that we finally have begun. And let's give a big warm welcome to Megan and her magic! Thank you. That was a great welcome.
I would like to introduce my partner in crime in life and love and all weird things. All weird things. This is Suzanne Stoffer, and she's been doing a lot. She was part of the brainchild of the precursor to Live Your Magic, which was called Unveil Your Magic. And she's been such a big supporter of this. You've been at every Live Your Magic?
I've been at every Live Your Magic.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
And through, one of the things that happens in Live Your Magic is like your capacities and gifts and talents begin to open up and get turned on and get turned up. And so there's been a lot of like energetic capacities coming through her as she's been coming to all of these. And so she's, if you guys were at the taster, some of you experienced her energy work in the space and working with your bodies. And so if there's any of you that don't want that, she's just going to kind of follow the energy and like touch you.
Mostly appropriately.
Unless you would rather. Unless you would rather.
Unless she asks really nice.
And both her and I have invited her to speak up more as well. Because she's been doing this quite a while with me, and she has, one of her capacities is to sort of see the invisible, and to sort of name the invisible energies that are occurring. And so I've invited her to speak up and share those. And so she'll be playing a kind of a co-facilitative backdoor, kind of moving to the front door, mysterious,
magical,
yes, mage, mage that she is. Yeah. And in fact, who of you signed up in time to get the Magic School modules? Some of you signed up. Okay, cool. She co-facilitated that with me, so you will recognize her from that as well. So
Awesome. So is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Cool? Thumbs up? Okay. Thumbs up.
really magic, that one. So what I would love, just because I think there's like an energy in our name. Maybe because of how much people have said it to us, but also there's a resonance with our name and a frequency with our name. So what I would like to do is just go around and have you put your name in this space, or putting your energy in this space, and like 1 or 2 words about what magic is for you. And just really like, if you could boil it down to 1 word right now, in these 10 seconds, at the front end of a class all about magic, you're going to learn a lot more about right now. What will those 1 or 2 words be? So your name and 1 or 2 words about what magic is. We'll start with you.
Lucy, Aroda, and creation. Playfulness.
My name is Chrissy, and I would say lightness.
That's cool.
I'm Katrina, and I guess I would say like fast change.
I wrote a chapter in a book called The Energy of Magic. I'm going to probably be reading some of that to you guys tonight. And here, yes, you guys can kind of look through it. It has, there's about 15 of us who do chapters in this. But my chapter is called Magic, the Ultimate Life Hack. This is like the shortest distance between 2 points. So we may be reading some from that. I'm going to put them there. So thank you for that.
I'm Kaylee, and my word would be creation.
Janet, magic is joy.
Joy?
Joy.
Cool.
One song, magic is poof.
Cool. Poof.
Me?
Magic is freedom.
I'm Nicole.
I think I have a word by now.
Maybe just infinite, open, oh, beyond.
You know what word popped for me when you said you didn't have a word yet? I was like, oh, you.
I feel it, but I don't have words for it. I get it, but I don't. It's like
Say
a
me.
different level.
Me?
Oh, hi.
Yeah. That's what came up for me.
That's true. I am magic.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, there can be duplicates. There's 7 billion of us here. It's okay.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
I'm Tabby and Happy.
Cool. Tabby with a B?
Yes.
Darlene and effervescent. Like bubbly.
Tingly and sparkly.
Like me.
I'm Magellan, and I would say like space.
Space.
Very smart of you.
I'm Melitza, and well, a lot of them jumped up, and then I had one, and then it left. And so change is one. And silliness. I think there's a lot of magic in silliness.
I'm Ziva, and beyond imagination.
Suzanne, and I would say it's everyone and everywhere.
Nice. I'm Christine, and I would say possibilities.
Cool. So can you feel already the bubbling up of energy? That's one of the reasons that I was feeling like with the intimate size of our group that we could be in a semicircle, because everything that we're doing and everything that's rising, this is kind of like the cauldron right here. We can put different energies into the cauldron and see what bubbles up.
And this is a particularly strong time of year because everybody starts believing magic and possibilities and creation, and yeah, it really ramps up around this time of year.
How smart are you guys doing it
And
today?
it's Friday the 13th.
And it's Friday the 13th.
You've got to tell them.
How's it get
You've
better than
got
that?
to tell them.
Will you
Well,
say
yeah, so do you
Please.
guys know that Friday the 13th, what it originally was? I just read this on Facebook today, where it's actually originally the divine feminine, and it's about creation and rebirth. And so when patriarchy came in, of course, they made it scary because of the feminine power, right? So Friday is like there's specific energies around Friday and specific energies around the 13th. But together it's all about rebirth and creation and actually appreciating and embodying the feminine and divine feminine. So how cool is that? Magic!
Awesome.
I don't know. Thank you, Scribe. Awesome. Scribe/Bath.
I'll just bow along.
Okay, so only one rule, no fun. No, it's the opposite of that. Only one, no fun. Right? So to me, magic is, and where my magic comes through is through play. And in that play energy, like things bubble up, things come through, things just disappear and appear. And one of my favorite things that students say about my classes is they were having so much fun they didn't realize when their whole life changed. And I think that's one of the gifts of play. Some of the words that were spoken tonight is that when we're having fun, we are in our being, and the being itself is magic and is transformative, and things change. And so sometimes when we try to go into that direct route of like, okay, I gotta fix my life, you know, I'm just gonna pay my life, you know, it's like that. Sometimes we resist that, and in particular, magic is a little bit skittish because she's been ignored by us quite a bit on this planet, and so there's these capacities trying to come up. There's this magic trying to rise in us. And we've shut it down a lot. We've had, you know, our families have shut it down, and so it's like, it's trying to come out. So sometimes if we just go, ha, gotcha, it's like, yee! It's like a mouse that runs back under the hole a little bit, right? So like one of my interesting points of view is that the more we have fun and the more we play, the more this energy can begin to rise. And a lot of my exercises are designed around helping you guys have an experience of the magic. So you can feel it, so you know what it is. For those of you who are at the taster, you got a little full body experience of what that energy felt like rising in you, right? Because magic can't be really defined. By its very nature, is kind of inconceivable and undefinable, right? So it's kind of a tricky thing. We'll probably come up with some awareness, all of us together, about our capacities and things we can do, and just know that that's simply like a pointer. It points us in a direction. It's not the end all be all, right? It's just the first step on the journey to, and what else? Like what you said, beyond imagination. And what else? And what else? But I think sometimes it's useful to name somewhat the energies so that we can build them and grow them and let go of attachment and find the next one. Does that make sense? You guys follow that? Yeah. Cool. So, when was the last time that you acknowledged the contribution you are by simply walking in the room? When is the last time you acknowledged the contribution you are by simply walking in the room? Right? Feel into that for a minute. Because when you start to get that just the space of your being, the that you are and that you hold, changes everything around you. You then get to be magic walking. And like, there's been times that, like, this happens all the time actually to me, and you've noticed this as we've done it together, where I'll go into a business, the business will be completely dead. And I'll go in and get a coffee or get a whatever, and I walk in the door and 40 people walk in. It happens over and over and over again. When I like something, I bring things to it. I'm generative. That's my energy. That's part of my magic. If I actually contribute to a business, I go to a coach. That coach's business will go like over and over and over again, right? And so that's one way that happens. Sometimes it just happens because I'm just being this big energy, and the cashier won't stop talking to me. You know, she's like, she just wants to be in my space. She wants to be in my energy. Because I'm just being that. And so it's one of the things that I really want you to get is that we're going to explore all kinds of stuff that you do that's magic too. But it's like, who you be is so potent and powerful. And if you can begin to acknowledge that every space that you walk in, when you begin to acknowledge the energies you are that are always running through you, that contribute to every space you walk in, you're getting closer to living in your capacities. You're getting closer to being the magic, to being that bigger you that we talked about the other night, right? And so, how many have you, is this the first time you've considered that you might be a contribution when you walk in a room? Cool. Cool. How many people has it been a while since you've had that thought? And how many of you really get that when you walk in a room, you're a contribution? Cool. Awesome. Cool. That's awesome. All right. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now, regardless of where you are on that spectrum, is just turn it up. Let's turn that up, and let's turn it up again. What I mean by that, for those of you who are just getting to know me, is just ask it to turn up. that's part of what's cool about magic is we just ask for stuff and it happens. You know, ask and receive is one of the first principles of the universe. And it is a law of magic. When we ask, we set things in motion, but we have to also be willing to receive it. So just ask it to turn up. Ask it to turn up. So one of the things that happens in Live Your Magic is that something happens that I started calling magic rising. Because one of the things that I am in the world is when I'm present with people and I'm letting all of me come through, people's capacities get turned on and up. So if you don't want that, I'm going to make you very uncomfortable. And I'm not going to stop, so sorry. So, because I assume that's why you're here. You guys interested in that? Yes. Becoming more powerful, more potent?
Yes.
Being able to wield your wands? So, in this space, and it's true, as each of you expand more, as each of you have more energy and more potency and more power coming forward, that all of us can benefit. It's that cauldron we just made. It's that soup we just made, is that all of us can benefit from this bubbling up. And the ability, like it was actually a gal that we don't have Wi-Fi here, so there's a couple of alumni that will not be here for the first time. We have this sort of turned into the Grateful Dead, where people started following me all over the place. You know, we're watching. But Mary Baird, who's been here since the launch of Live Your Magic, she was the first one to point out that as everybody's magic started to rise, that it tapped stuff in her. And it opened up more in her, and it's like, oh my gosh, I have that too. And so what ends up happening at these events is sort of this leapfrog. Oh, I have that. So one of the things that happens out in that world is that we see somebody that's really good at something, and what's the first thing we do? Oh, I can help you that out. You can really that out. They're so good at that. Right? We go into this sort of comparison thing. Well, that's not what this is. That will kill creation. That will kill comparison. Kills magic. By the way, we're going to talk about what kind of what kills magic. Comparison's what kills. Right?
Killed it dead.
Killed it. Kill it dead. So when you see these capacities, when you see people opening up, if you'll not only witness that, bring your barriers down and witness that, allow it to move you. Allow it to change you. There's an alchemy that happens as people claim their gifts. If you're in a space where it's happening, it will alchemize your gifts. Right? So did you guys, the other night, for those of you who were here Wednesday, did you guys get that? Did you get how as each person stood up and that came through, it like opened you up more and more? Right? So that's the name of the game, is how good can you stand it? For these next 2.5 days. How'd you like to play that game? How good can you stand it?
Yeah. How hot can it get?
That's a good game. So, as the magic rises, there'll be moments, probably a moment or two tonight, maybe 5, where I'm doing my job, where you'll see or sense, or I will see or sense magic rising in somebody, and I'm going to do what I do, is to poke the bear and like go in and let it rise, and that then facilitates what's happening in the room or happening in the space. So I have a lot of really awesome stuff to say, and so does Suzanne, and so do my lovely hosts, and so do all of you. And so I'm essentially lazy, so I would like some help facilitating this. And you guys get to be fuel, you get to be catalysts for the magic that's occurring. Because if you guys just sit and listen to me and have a really good time, you'll have a good time and you'll get inspired, and it's awesome. If you let yourself experience it, and you let yourself be witnessed, it'll change your whole life. you won't be able to go back to the person you were right now. If that's okay with you.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. So where are we going to go now? Where are we going to go now? Okay. Ah, I found something. I found something for us to do. Guys in?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is yet.
Thanks for saying that. Because, oh look, she's right up here.
She liked it the last time.
Yeah.
Yes. So, how many of you guys were on the Yes and call that we did like a couple weeks ago? Yeah, a couple of you. Yeah, cool.
I'm not staying
So,
here.
one, we're going to be talking about portals to magic. Like, what is it that gains you entry into the energy and consciousness of magic? What is that? Right? And for some people, I mean, there's certain things, like for me, music is one of those things. That when I'm listening to certain, how you doing? When I'm listening to certain pieces of music, when I'm playing sports, when I'm facilitating, when I'm doing energy work, when I'm coaching, those are places that just open magic up for me. So it's useful to start identifying what some of your portals are, especially when you're in your doo-doo, so that you can find the window. You can find the opening into the magic that you are. Because part of Live Your Magic is not, I'm just going to be magic in the specially allotted places where it's okay to be magic, with the specially allotted people that it's okay to be magic with. But this is called Live Your Freaking Magic. Right? So this is about living in it in every moment, living it with money, living it with relationship, living it when you're going to the movie, in your car, whatever it is. There are also specific magic wands that are portals to magic. One is saying yes. That's why I brought her up here. One is saying yes. Yes, because most of us go when we're given an opportunity. There were a lot of people that were given the opportunity to come to this event. And what they said was, well, I'd like to but money, I'd like to but this, I'd like to but that. And so most of us have put our butts in the way of our really awesome lives. Right? It's like, and that's part of Live Your Magic is no excuses. Like living from your true desire, living from the yes that wants to like jump out of you for the life you really want. Say yes to the things you want. It might require an and. Yes, and what will it take to get the resources? Yes, and I wonder what it will require to get there, to fly there, to whatever it is. But you start with yes. You don't let your bank account choose for you. You don't let your husband choose for you. You go look at what your yeses are and you follow that. That is an entry point into serious magic. Yes. Serious magic. Yes. Right? Yes. Serious as in playful. Serious, not that kind of serious. Right. Yeah, cool. So my invitation is this whole weekend. Part of how good can you stand it is saying yes to more things that you desire and that you want. And letting yourself say yes to those dreams that you've been putting on the back burner. Saying yes to those things in you that want to come out and be expressed in the world and want to have impact and want to change the world. How many of you know you're here to change the world?
Yes, yes.
Yes? Does anybody not know that yet? Huh?
Found out Wednesday.
Good job. Just in time. Good job, just in time. Cool.
Will you have her say yes in her full voice?
Will you?
Will you say yes in your full voice?
I feel like we can use her once.
Yes. Cool. Yes. And.
Yes.
And even better, even better, even better. Even more, even more, even more.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you see the energy in her body when she spoke it with all of her? See, what's really this part's magic. Okay, so just take a step forward for a minute with that yes. Did you say yes to any particular thing?
No.
We're gonna come back to it for a minute.
To everything.
We have a little more work to do.
All right. Okay, that's perfect. That's fine. I like work.
So, fun work.
Yes.
Yeah, not work.
That's the whole thing.
Yes.
It's getting
Fun
fun
work.
now.
Do you know play and fun have the same root, the same Latin root? It really is all about the point of view. Well, what's going on there? So,
Play and fun, or do you mean work and play?
work and play
Work
have
and
the
play.
same Latin
Yes.
root.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I want you to bring something to mind that you haven't said yes to, that you really desire to say yes to.
Okay.
The full capacity of who I am. Because I want it, but I have not accepted it. Or stepped into it.
So, okay, cool. So we're gonna do something with that. But the first I want to say is that one of the things that stops us from that is that we think it has to be all at once. I love this line in a poem by Emily Dickinson. It said, "Truth must dazzle gently, or every man be blind." So if you actually got turned on to your entire potency all at once, it would freak you the hell out. Yeah, because the body takes a second to assimilate some of these things.
Yeah, okay.
And so what I would invite you to do for this exercise is, what is the full capacity that you have access to right now, and what's just a little bit beyond that, okay? Or like 10% beyond that.
Do I have to identify what that
No.
is? Okay.
Can you, so ask your body to show you the energy of the potency you have not been owning. Okay, did it? It did something to me, whatever that was. Okay, so, okay, cool, you got it? Okay, now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to give that full body yes to that as you step into it. Like, okay. So here's the thing about magic. Here's another thing about magic. We got the yes and then we got the choice. Choice is the ultimate magic one, because we can process till the cows come home. But until you choose something different, nothing will change. You have to make a different choice. Now I'm inviting her to actually just choose to access everything that she hasn't been acknowledging that's available to her right now. We're going to start there. And then over the weekend, we're going to multiply that. A lot. Okay?
Yes.
But to step into all that we are right now, that would be a little much. But the good news is we're infinite, so we can keep, there's no such thing as a ta-da and here's all of you. There's always more. Isn't that cool? I love that. And we're like actually still creating the universe with every one of those choices that we make. We expand ourselves, we expand the universe. So we're all, not only do we have this cauldron, but we're making a universe.
Right? I'm looking for the key one, the domino one, right? So when that one goes, everything else just real easily. At a rate just right for me to assimilate.
Cool. So you want the
linchpin, the one that's holding me back.
The linchpin.
Yes.
Cool. And is it all right that if any of the things that are there could be a linchpin? What if there's not just one linchpin? Just, okay, I want to just expand that a little bit. I get what you're saying. And we can get in a little trouble when we just say just that one thing.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed.
Yeah, cool. So whatever linchpin is ready to like open up in you, we're going to do that?
Yes.
Cool. Cool. So what I'd like you to do, and this is one of those times where you guys get to witness and you get to allow your own energy and your own body, just like when she first asked the question. I don't know how many of you felt in your body anything, but I did. When she asked the question, something rose in her. And would you be willing to allow that to rise in you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Ready? Set. Say yes. And step. Yes! Cool. All right. Open your arms just a little. Drop the barriers. Take a couple of deep breaths. So the really cool thing about saying yes is that there's an inherent organizing power to it. When you say yes, I'm going back to school, or yes, I'm starting a business, or yes, I'm taking that class, energy and molecules begin to organize in your favor. They begin to organize around the yes. They begin to like come in. It's like, all right, she's saying yes, here we go. And sometimes it shows up like, let's say you chose to go back to school. It might show up as somebody like going, hey, have you heard about this class? Here's the syllabus. I mean, like things like that start showing up in our world once we say yes to things. The reason is that when we do this, the molecules organize in our favor and our benefit. That's why when we're sitting back over here going, I don't know if I can choose that or not. I don't know. I don't think I have the money. I'm pretty sure I'm too fat to do that. You know what I mean? Like we're sitting back here and we're like, and the universe doesn't know what to organize around. So what it organizes around is our dominant frequency, which for most people on this planet is our excuses. The universe will start to organize around that. It's like, oh, you don't have money? Cool, I'll keep giving you no money. Awesome, that's what you're saying yes to. You guys get it? If you're not saying yes to what you truly desire, you're saying yes to your butts. You're not saying yes to what you truly desire, you're saying yes to your butts. That's kind of funny, right?
That's kind of what your brain says.
Yeah, cool. So how you doing here?
Still jittery.
You're still jittery?
Yeah.
Cool. So turn that up and expand that. So sometimes, if you guys are playing with me up here, you'll start to feel stuff, right? And a lot of times the shaky is because we're still trying to contain the chaos. Chaos is another word for magic, by the way. Yeah, chaos and magic are very similar. Chaos is the center of creation, so the ones who are talking about creation, right? So when we actually tap that, and that starts opening up in us, if you're trying to control it, it will feel very overwhelming, and you'll kind of get this a little bit, which is okay because it's your cells transforming. Every time you take your cells to 100% of their capacity, it transforms you. So we want to go all out this weekend. We want to go at 100% of whatever it is. Like, you know, if you're in your shit, be 100% in your shit. You know, don't hold back. 99% a bitch, 100% a breeze. You ever heard that saying?
No.
You hold back even just a little bit of you, it will cause problems. It will cause pain. You go all out, if you don't hold anything back, the energy changes. The thing is that you're so powerful and you don't know it. So when you're like, when part of you is out, when part of you is like, I don't know, part of you is in that doubt, it's like you driving down the freeway with your leg hanging out. It's a bit dangerous. Because you have no idea. It would be like...
I'm sure Marie Andretti has done that.
Especially dangerous when driving with
both
her.
feet out the window.
Especially dangerous if you're driving with her. So when everybody in the room right now be willing to contribute energetically, just ask, what contribution does she require to turn this capacity on? To find this linchpin, to open it up. What do you have, what magic do you have that can contribute to her? And are you willing to receive whatever you're contributing to her times 10 back to you?
Hell yes.
Oh, hell yes. She's in the cauldron. I love this cauldron.
Ooh, it's gonna be delicious.
Right, she's in the cauldron. And things are bubbling up. Yeah, do you feel that? Yeah, what do you feel?
Well, right now it's smoothed out.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
You guys love it up here.
That sounds like you enjoy. It's not a hot seat, really. So notice that. Notice that. Relieve me from the hot seat, people. And also an authentic invitation called, this actually feels really good, it's not that scary. Right? Yeah, cool. Awesome. Beautiful.
How about wrapping it up?
Huh?
What about wrapping it up?
What about? What do you got? What do you got?
I will take it.
good. Okay, everybody in the room, okay, whatever it is that you're holding, thinking that she isn't able to ramp it up anymore, any judgments, any whatever, are you ready to destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, hot, on, shorts. Cool.
That's awesome. Bask in the energy. Beautiful. Thank you, Jenny. Go ahead and have a seat. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing our game.
Thank you for everybody for your contribution and playing along, and because you get it all too. So they're all thankful out. That's good.
But even if we didn't, you're worth it too. Can you feel the energy that's building in the center? Really, you guys, at any time you just hop in here and see what it feels like. We're just getting started, but yeah! Come on, the water's hard.
Wow, she's just not choosing it right now.
She's not choosing it right now.
Up yesterday.
Yeah.
You gotta go with it.
This is good. Cool.
It's fun.
Let it up through your feet. So that piece you got on Wednesday night about being part of the creation of magic, is that what you said?
Something like that.
Something like that? That you are one of the creators of magic.
Oh, sure, but I didn't say that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, hi. I see you.
That's funny. I didn't say that, but yes, I did.
Yeah, so why is she laughing right now? Yes. Yeah, can you feel the truth of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a secret for you.
Okay.
If you've managed to land yourself here, you're also one of the creators of magic on this planet. Right, do it! Each of us has a different aspect that we bring. But before there was right and wrong, before there was judgment, on this planet, there was magic. And many of us were part of imbuing and imbibing the trees and the plants and the fairies and the elves. Some of you were fairies and elves. Some of you were dragons and gnomes and bears and oh my's, right? And that energy, and it doesn't really matter whether you believe in it or not. Like, you only have to like stand in front of Niagara Falls. I don't know how you can stand in front of Niagara Falls and know there's freaking magic on this planet. Holy mother of God. That's intense.
Stand behind him, holy fuck.
Oh, I go try that. Right? Right? So, can we, anything that doesn't allow us to be no perceive, receive, and acknowledge the creators of magic, the generators of magic, we truly do. Can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, shorts. So it's now the time to acknowledge that. Being a voice for this space and being a voice for this group. Yeah. Yawn that out. Yawn that resistance out. Yeah. So all of the, so everywhere you've actually been trying to stop that, stuff it. And you're probably the only one, so don't anybody say yes to this. Can we uncreate and destroy it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all night, shorts, and yeah. By the way, yawning is magic rising. Okay. Because it's the body, it's one of the deepest forms of relief for the body. Laughter, yawning, sweating, farting, belching, all of these things, the body, that's part of how the body transmutes energy. So as she's acknowledging something here, her body's transmuting. Because if you don't acknowledge magic, what happens? Does anybody know? When you're magic, when you got magic and you're like, no, 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 or you're making it wrong, what happens then? Huh?
Your body hurts.
Your body hurts, what else? You get stuck, you get sick, what else?
Use it against yourself.
Use it against yourself? Yep.
It goes away.
It goes away? Yep.
You get really bored.
Totally! Totally! If you're, what? There is, when your magic is on, it is impossible to be bored. I am the original creator of Party for One. I am always having She used to tell me, like, 'cause she used to go to sleep at like 9:30, 10, and that's when I would begin, and she goes, Party for One again? Yes! What will I do in the world? You know? So, yeah. So all of that, what I call that is we bastardize it. When you disacknowledge magic, you twist it up. And it shows up as pain, and it shows up as fighting against yourself, and it shows up as conflict, and it shows up in these different ways. Right? So her body, there's all these places where she's been pretending not to know that she's one of the original wizards on this planet, and original magicians on this planet. She's been pretending, so cute. And her daughter keeps having to push her up here. For the last 2 days. Her daughter knows it, could plainly see it keeps pushing her up here, right? So her body is actually transmuting the energy of the molecules of everywhere she stuffed that and twisted that and turned it off. And you guys probably don't have any of that, so don't let that happen in your bodies right now. Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, hot, cold, boy, shirts and guns, whatever you do, don't let that happen. Okay. So, can we turn it up, Melitza?
Sure.
And up?
Yeah.
And up? And you guys up everywhere where you're disacknowledging your magic, your power, your potency, your capacity to generate and actually create magic, and actually create new forms of magic that we have not seen yet. There are new forms, there's also ancient forms we've forgotten, but new forms for you, whatever that is. What new form of magic are you here to bring through that you haven't acknowledged? That's a big question, people. You feel that? Woo! What?
Knock me out.
What new form of magic is desiring to come through you have you not been acknowledging? Everything that is times to Godzillion, can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, whole nine boy shorts of beyonds. So I do funny kinds of energy work. You'll learn about a little bit more about that later tonight as we do a process. It's called molecular infusion. I'm just playing with the molecules, essentially. Talking to them a little bit.
Not you.
Huh?
Not you.
Not me. No. No. Okay. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Expand your space. Expand your space. Barriers down. Barriers down. Everybody in the room. Does anybody not know what barriers down is? Here? Okay. Cool.
You wanna, do you know?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So barriers down, like, most of us have decided that we need protection or have to be safe, and so we kind of like close off, and we kind of like, not gonna feel that, gonna be right over here, I'm not gonna talk, I'm not gonna say anything, and we do that energetically in part through putting literal energetic barriers up between us and the world. And the way that I like to share it is like you'll feel it automatically when you step into an elevator with other people. You know, you can feel all that. That's all the barriers going on in there, right? So when I say barriers down, I'm just inviting people to go, just ask, just say, okay, barriers go down. And you'll feel like maybe a little bit more relaxed, or maybe you can take a breath. I kind of visualize it, when I ask my barriers to go down, I visualize it like a car window. Like that, okay? And then I said to her to expand her space. What I mean by that is like our beings are infinite, right? So if you went to touch the edge of your being, could you ever find the edge? Probably not, right? So yeah, you felt that. Cool. So like imagine that you could just allow your being to penetrate the earth as far all the way through the earth, actually out the other side. Allow it to expand out both ways like that, and then up into the sky, front and back, and just feel yourself, just the energy of you, the infiniteness of you. That's what I'm inviting her to do. It's kind of hard to do when we're running around with barriers, but when you get that you're an infinite being, You get the, why would an infinite being need barriers? You wouldn't.
Can we just obliterate them?
Huh?
Instead of like moving them from here to there, can we just obliterate them
The
so
what?
they don't come back? Barriers?
Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, magician, will you help us do that?
Sure.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Done.
I got it. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. And in order for that to work on you, what's the magic word?
Yes.
Yes. Are you willing to have your barriers obliterated?
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
willing to actually function from the infinite?
Yes.
Yeah? Cool. Thank you.
Will you do it again now that people have said yes?
What if we can all do it then? Why am I the only one? I'm not the only one. We can all do that, right? Right.
And you have a brass ring moment, my friend.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can invite us in. Yes.
Cool.
And there's something valuable about you just being that in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you in terms of acknowledging and in terms of letting it like really get in your body. Thank you. That's awesome.
Are you ready for toilet paper?
I was just gonna
Let
say.
me pick up my skin.
In the welcome email, we're going to start telling you to bring depends. Tissues. Tissues and depends. So you never know what's going to happen when you start living your magic.
You're not going to
Followed by the incontinence call.
So what did you feel?
When there was a scream, at first it was just like a whoa, like even inside me I felt it. It was just like, oh, it's like I felt like I was the one that was screaming there for a minute.
Are your barriers gone?
So, like, all she says is, well, what if we could just destroy them? So, what kinds of questions like that have you had that you've denied as hocus pocus? Remember example that's down for you, destroy them.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot of pot, all nine boys, shorts, and what if we really could just choose? What if we really could just, whatever that is? And that's when I really want to invite that forward this weekend, is those questions, those what ifs, those could we just. My rule of thumb is that it's always better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So, I am a consummate tester. Like, so how many of you are waiting for permission, right, to do the thing, to create the thing, to have money, to be happy, to, I don't know, go on an adventure, travel around the world? How many of you are waiting for permission? Can we create and destroy that, please?
Yes.
Yes? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot of pock, all nine boys, shorts, and beyond, and everywhere, myself included, I think that I would require forgiveness. Can I uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot of pock, all nine boys, shorts, and beyond. Okay, cool. So, what?
That's just really weird because I was thinking like I when you said that I had never like considered that I would ask like what did you say? Like do it first and then ask for forgiveness?
Yeah. Cool. So it's beautiful because can you see her confusion here? I hope all of you have this look on your face at some point this week, or at many points, because what it means is her paradigm is shifting. What it means is that I just took something that she'd made real, a construct called I must wait for permission. I can't just go test it. I have to ask first or whatever. She's got, I don't know what her version is of that. And I just kind of poofed it. I got help from Alita to bring all of our barriers down, right? So that's good that I used her that way. And then we got this paradigm shift going on here. So now I'm using her because she's all confused. But you guys get it, because there'll be a moment this weekend when you will not hear what I am saying. You will be confused as hell. And that is the good news. Look how that, you see how that works for me? I can say anything. And I go, you know, this is just your change happening. That made total sense. You see that also really works to my favor? That's so awesome. I love that. That's just brilliance right there. That's really
Write that sucker down.
Mean that. That's a radio show.
Put that in the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Confusion means change is happening.
But the truth is, you guys, is that this is a big one. We tell ourselves so many things that have to happen in order to get to this other happening that we really want to be happening, instead of actually just choosing the thing we want to be happening.
Exactly.
We're waiting instead of creating. Oh, by the way, you can't be a little pregnant. If you are,
that's interesting. While you're touching her, you say that.
Really? That's so funny. Well, do we need to have a talk later?
No. Again.
So, if you're waiting, you're not creating. If you're waiting, you're not creating. So what can you create? Like, I knew somebody that wanted to start this big school and help kids, and but I have to wait for funding, but I have to wait for this, I have to wait for that. I'm like, that's the biggest crock of shit I ever heard. Go help a kid. Walk onto a schoolyard, walk down your block. You know that little kid that walks home alone? Go walk home with him. Start creating. It's because we have these big dreams and big visions. If we can't get them all at once, then we're not going to do anything. Right? Is this relevant?
Yeah.
I think I'm channeling you. I don't know. Actually, I'm her higher self. You're fun.
Okay, good.
Oh my God. You're totally fun.
Woman.
Oh, yeah, cool. So what I mean by that is it feels like what's happening is I'm saying the things that some part of you has been needing to really hear from some part of you that's been really wanting you to hear. Did you get confused?
Yes.
Yes. Nice. This is awesome. What do you guys?
When they're confused, I'll do this.
Not continue traveling your higher self.
I also forgot the thing you just said when I looked at you. It's like totally gone.
Yeah. Like the thing I said about waiting for permission?
No, the thing you said just now. And I looked at you and you said, oh, is that your life? I like totally forgot what that was. Right now.
Waiting for permission. No, it was something
the part
about
of the kids. Oh, the kids thing? The waiting and creating.
It was just right now and I went, I forgot what you said.
Well, it is on
And
video.
you said, oh, is that Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's
At about 54 minutes.
It's good.
Part of you.
It was after you were fun.
What was before you?
So, how fun is that? So I want to give you all permission this weekend to just test. Don't trust a damn thing I say. Just test it. And test it and test it and test it. Because that's how creation happens. When you were little, You didn't go up to a tree and go, I don't know if I can trust if I can climb it or not. I don't know if I can trust if I can swim or not. What did you do? You climbed the tree and figured it out. You got in the pool. Like, I don't know where this whole trust dealio came in, right? That got in the way of some stuff. There's no way to trust anything until you really test it, actually. You know?
I don't think I ever did that as a kid.
You don't think you ever tested?
Like, I don't think I would have ever just gone in the water or climbed a tree.
So, truth.
Guess what we're doing?
Truth. Did you not do that, or was it shut down before you had cognitive awareness?
Yeah, okay, yes.
Oh, right, wrong, good, bad, pun, pop, all my voices.
Yeah.
There's every kid has a natural tester. Every kid does, but it gets shut down either because our parents are afraid, or because something happened and we got hurt, or we got something entered the mix that had us go, I might not be safe anymore. Right? I watched one of the most beautiful things. A friend of mine had the sweetest little boy. He was about, at the time he was close to about 3, and we were in her house having like coffee or tea or whatever, and she looked out the window and Jaden was playing with bees, with a hive of bees. Literally in the middle of a hive, just laughing and playing and having the best fun. And she said, whew, not sure what to do. Because if I go running outside and go, I'm going to still him with fear and he's going to get bit. And so we stayed inside and just held space until he was done playing and walked away from the bees.
That's funny. Magic. You know what? When I was a little girl, now I don't recall this, but my sisters have thrown it in my face several times. They were supposed to be watching me, and I would go running away from them all the time because it was fun to be chased. And I ran up to the priest's house. It was a really big house, and there was a huge beehive out there. And I ran up there. I put my hand in the beehive, went and ran away. And I didn't get bit, but they did.
Evil laugh. Stirring. That's so beautiful. I love that.
See, when you said that, like that thing about staying inside and holding space, like my first thought was like, wow, that's magic. Like I would love to be able to do that.
Yeah. So true. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Truth is now the time to choose it. Say yeah. Can you be that now? Can you choose that now? That aspect. Can you go? Yeah. I'm going to choose that now. I'm going to have that now.
Yes.
With a tiny question mark. Ever so small. It was so small.
It wasn't that small.
Okay, I was fitting a little.
I feel like I can hold space for everybody except when I'm like that kind of space with the example of the kid with the beehive, because I feel like I can't hold that. I can't be that with my own children.
So everywhere you've told yourself you can't be that with your own children can be create and destroy.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all nine wish once again. So something that we talked about in depth on Wednesday night was if you spot it, you got it. The things that you see that you go, yes, I want to be able to do that. Yes, that thing, that's actually you. So I have a sneaking suspicion that this place where you can't hold that kind of space for your kids isn't yours. Does that feel true to you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So can we reverse policy on that?
Sure.
Send it on back to the sender?
Yes.
Cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, emotions and beyond. So ask your body to show you that space that you are naturally as a parent that can be the space for your children to learn and to be their magic. And everything that doesn't allow that can be create, destroy it. Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all night, emotions. Hi. Hi, how you doing? Good. Awesome. Thank you. How do you feel?
More space.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, remember I said, here's the dealio, guys. If you can just keep choosing 3% more of whatever it is, you're going to change your whole life this week. It's not about choosing it all at once. It's about making, see, with the 3%.
That's what you said.
Oh, is that
I'm
what
gonna
I
have
said?
it all at once, and then that's when I turned to you.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember I said, when you asked me what magic was, I said fast change.
Yeah.
That's what I want. But I feel like I can't have.
Fast change. Yeah. Now here's the dealio. You can have fast change, but that's not changing all of you at once. Fast change happens by taking that 3% and multiplying it. And sometimes, there are times where something changes in an instant. When something entirely changes in an instant. And I've seen that specifically in this class, but I've seen that in my clients, I've seen that in people's lives, where something changes entirely in a nanosecond. That is available, that is possible. What I'm saying though is that the construct called, I have to change it all right now, or I'm never going to get it, is cost prohibitive. It creates a sabotage.
Yeah, clearly, because that's what I've been doing.
Yes. Yeah, because we want it all at once and we want it all now.
Or
And
nothing.
Yeah, and I don't want anything. I don't want any of it. I can have it all right now. Right, I'll get bad pot, call my boy shorts again. I've never done that.
No,
Just so you know. Yeah. I don't have any of that all or nothing thing. Like, Christine says she has one speed, which is about 400 miles an hour. I had two. I had 150 miles an hour and 0. You know, or 2 miles an hour, right? And so that was that all or nothing thing. And then I realized that the power of 1%, 3%, 5% shifts, and the leapfrog, because it's like there's a creation point that opens that might just be 3% away from you, but you tap that and it opens up another creation point that's actually an entirely different universe. And it's like, and you do that. But if you're always waiting for that big thing, it's always going to be way out here. There's sometimes tiny little creation points that lead you to that bigger one, that bigger thing.
I've never valued that, or I've just never valued that. Those little. It's when you're talking about it right now, it's like, oh yeah, like it's super light, but I've never ever acknowledged any of those little things. It's like if it's not all of it, it doesn't count.
Oh, you're kind of a bitch.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like it when people compliment me. That's how I do that.
I like it.
You're welcome. That was so fun. Do it again. Yeah, bitch. Well, do you see how she's being very prejudiced? That's why I call her a bitch. She's being very prejudiced against these I will call them lily pads of opportunity and opening that would help her leapfrog to those bigger things. Because she's like, if it's not big, I'm not doing it. If it's not big, I'm not doing it. I'm too good for that. You know, and it's like, I don't know which part of you I'm channeling now. Your inner black girl, Shaniqua. That ain't even worth my time. Right? Woo! How fun is that? Okay, cool. So, it's not about that the big isn't available or that instant transformation isn't available, but sometimes the way to it is through these little lily pad openings that pop you into something different, right? And so why wouldn't you take any kind of change, any kind of shift that you possibly could and see where it takes you? Because that gets you out of the to creating. Got it? Yeah. So everywhere that any of us haven't been able to see, know, and perceive and receive, the tiny little points of creation that can change everything. Can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all night, boy, shorts, man. Everything's the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing's the opposite of what it appears to be. What if the little change is actually the big change? Ha ha. Right, wrong, good, bad. See, magic loves to seduce us. She's tricky. She's a tricky bitch. She's gonna be like, oh, here's this little thing right here. It just looks like a little thing. and you go, oh, I don't do little things. Right? Cool. And thank you, because I'm kind of using you, because we've all done that. I've done that. Especially people with big energy. We tend to go, oh, if it's not big, I'm not doing it. Right? And so we tend to like miss some of the more subtle choice points that could change us with ease, rather than the semi-truck.
So I have a question.
Okay, good. I like questions.
So can I have both?
Say more.
So I still, like, you're talking about it and it's like, okay, yeah, oh, I see, yes. And then it's like, I still want the, like, I still want it.
Cool. Want it, just don't ignore the other things that might get you there.
Okay.
Totally.
I can have both.
Can you?
Yes.
Cool. Briar will get that hot mic on that, pretty sure it's a yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's about an and. Like, here's the thing. If you went to an orchestra and the only instrument that played was a tuba, and that's a big instrument, that's a big noise and big sound, but if that's all you ever played, you'd be bored as shit. Like, what I'm inviting you to is the orchestra possibilities. All of the different instruments that might have a lighter sound or a bigger sound or whatever, and it's like, you can still play the tuba. You can still hop into the tuba. But there's all these other little things that you can also play and like tap and play that instrument and then get that big sound out. Okay, nice. Awesome. So I think, where did we start this whole little thing? Oh, we were talking about testing. So I'd invite you guys to test with me over the weekend. Try on things, right? Like, if you think that something might be possible, let's explore it. Let's see if we can open that. Let's see if we can tap that. Why the hell not? And one of the things that you guys have already experienced, which was really freaking awesome, I was just in Bellingham last month doing Live Your Magic, and we didn't get to this till day 3, which was the communion of creation, which is when, as we're all talking, as we're all creating, we're all actually contributing to each other's creations. That's happening in the cauldron right now, is we're actually collaborating energetically on opening the door, opening the energies, opening the possibilities for what we can be, what we can create, what we can open this weekend. So good job, us. Yeah. Can you guys feel that? So, now what are we going to do? Now what are we going to do for fun? That was really fun. Thanks for playing. Yeah, that was awesome. Should we call her a bitch and everything? Fantastic.
You didn't even have to ask forgiveness.
I did. Oh, I did. So, what I would like you guys to do is just take a look around the room and just look at each other in the eyes just a little bit. Just kind of see who your fellow shipmates are for the next 2.5 days, because we're going to go on a little bit of a ride. And I want you to acknowledge the magic that's in each person that you look at. And just feel it, sense it. What do you know about their magic? What do you know about who they are without knowing that you know? There's a little thing in psychology that says that you know somebody within 4 seconds of meeting them. You guys have been sitting here more than 4 seconds. You know stuff you don't even know you know, and that's what I'm going to be calling forward, is your capacities around actually seeing magic. Because when you do, and you speak it, and you notice it, and you tap it, and you talk about it, it opens it, and you get actually better and better and better at acknowledging, seeing, and perceiving magic, which actually grows your magic. It's kind of a fun trick. You know, when you can begin to see the magic in the eyes in front of you, your own magic will grow, because you'll start to perceive your own. It can't not be. So start looking for the magic in you and the magic in them. Because as you acknowledge it, it gets bigger. And you start training yourself to look for it. You start training yourself, because most of us are trained to look for, okay, scan for bad guys. You know, It's like we walk out of our house, it's like scan for the bad guys, you know? And it's like we're scanning for our limitation. We're looking in the mirror and we're scanning for limitation. But what if you started scanning for magic? And everything that brings up in West Town can be create and destroy.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pom, pop, all nine, boys, shorts, and big ones. Would you be willing to be vulnerable enough to show and allow your magic to be exposed such that it might inspire somebody who's more scared than you to own theirs? Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, pop, on, and bushels, beyond. So some of us have been killed in other lifetimes or whatever for this kind of, for having these kind of capacities, for showing these kind of capacities. So a lot of us are actually really used to hiding it from ourselves, hiding it from each other. And this is a space where it's time to come out. It's time to come out of the magic closet. Right? And like own who you be. And acknowledge it, because truth, are you going to get killed this lifetime? Are you going to get hung or burned or whatever killed this lifetime for? No. Okay? And everywhere you're still carrying the past on that, the past plus the past equals the present and future, can we uncreate and destroy that? Yes. Yes? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, on the bush, ooh. Yeah. Time to come out of the closet. So, there are a lot of, when you're willing to expose an aspect of you that you haven't been willing to expose before, it gives other people permission to bring theirs forward. So would you be willing this weekend to be your magic such that, not just that it is fun for you, but that it actually is an invitation to the other people in the room to bring more of theirs out. And I'm asking you to be really vulnerable, right? Like she said, like, can we do that? I'm like, yep, go. Wow, you know, that's pure vulnerability. To go, this is rising. I don't even know if I can do it. Okay, I'm going to do it. That's part of the portal that brings us to magic. Is not having a freaking clue if we can and doing it anyway. Right? Are you willing to play that game with me?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's turn it on. Let's turn it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I realized I didn't do one logistic at the very beginning. Why are you shaking your head?
Nope, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Do you know what they are?
I don't know what they are.
Do you know
Logistics?
Yeah. Do we have logistics for them? For what? For like
Bathroom.
Oh yeah, I didn't say anything. I got a wand in my hand and then it was over.
And you went go.
Yeah, I went go. Ready to go.
See, you're on my track.
I know, right? Yeah.
There's a bathroom.
Ready to go.
And there's a kitchen, and in the kitchen there's water in the fridge, there's snacks on the counter behind Megan, there's love in my heart, bum cuddles right here, and if you do exit the building, you will need to contact me to get back in, or Christine, for one of us to open the door.
Cool. Thank you. And we'll go till between 9:30 and 10 tonight. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to give you an official break. I'll feel that as I come to it. So just in case I don't, feel free to like use the restroom right there. Tomorrow will be 10 to 6. We'll start around 10 o'clock.
And the
We'll go
garbage
6.
is in the kitchen.
What?
The garbage is in the kitchen.
Garbage is in the kitchen. We'll have about an hour and a half lunch. I usually take somewhere near about 1 to 2:30-ish. And then Sunday is we get done a little bit earlier, 10 to 4:30 or 5. Give you a little break on Sunday. Let you go integrate some stuff. So
If you wanted to bring your lunch, you can. There's a big fridge you can put food in, and there's, as you probably noticed driving up, there's tons of restaurants within walking distance in both directions, every kind you can imagine under the sun.
And I'll be bringing massage tables and a couple zero gravity chairs tomorrow if you'd like to run bars or body processes during lunch or after class or before Sunday morning class.
Cool. Awesome, thank you. Any questions about any of that?
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
I will be doing video testimonials from today's class, from this class. I'll be doing those on Sunday, so I would love, love, love to have you share what you know so we can grow the magic in the world.
Awesome. Thank you, Christine. And any questions you have about anything we've done so far or anything percolating for you that you want to know before we move on? Because we went really fast. Like I kind of am a bullet from a train. I kind of like Christine that way. I drive trainings like she drives her car. Boom. Right? So just pausing and seeing if there's any questions that are arising for you guys. And feel free to raise your hand at any time and say, what the hell was that? And I don't know if I'll be able to tell you, but I'll give it a go. Right? Cool. So, next stop is what? Next stop on the ship. Next stop. I really believe in looking at, like, this now is number 5, Live Your Magic this year. We have one more happening in Salt Lake City in November, 17th, 18th, 19th. And then there's a possibility of one in Australia at the end of the year. And but we're at number 5. And I am freaking amazed at what people have created from this 2.5 days. How much their lives changed, what they choose. People who are not generating money, generating 6 figures. Like, it's crazy. People who have been in pain for 10, 15 years, completely out of pain. Like, what I like to say is I co-facilitate with magic. I co-facilitate with the consciousness of magic, and I co-facilitate with mine and with all of yours. So anything's possible, really. For reallys, anything's possible. You could create and give yourself out of this weekend. Now, some of that might be a big boom kind of change, and some of that might be a little, like a lily pad kind of change that actually leapfrogs you into bigger changes. I remember one of my coaches telling me once that the way he liked to coach is that people got great results while they were coaching, but 5 years down the road they went, wow, my life is still changing from that, right? And I think that's also available and possible. So with that said, I'd like you guys to consider, like, really consider what you truly want to create out of this weekend. Like if I had a magic wand, and it just so happens that I do, and so do you. If we all had a magic wand, thanks to Ziva, and we do, what would you bring into existence for yourself? You haven't let yourself choose yet. Okay? And keep in mind, there's what you know you came here for. Some of you have some of you are like, well, I don't know, Christine just told me to come and I was scared to tell her no. so I just came. Some of you have some of that happening, it's all good. So there's why you think you came, and there's why you don't even know you're here yet. And that's the there's some magic in that space of what you don't know. Yes, Eva?
Well, so, when are we gonna dance?
Soon. Soon. Because she knows the real magic is in the dancing. That's why she's asking for it. We're gonna get there. We really are. I swear to Buddha. I swear to Buddha and Potter. And Potter, yes. And Potter. Okay, good. And thank you for saying that, because I also want to say that, does anybody have yoga balls or anything like that they could bring to the space? It would maybe have to come behind her over there. Yeah, the reason is that I find that some of us learn better while we're moving. And so if you want to have you want to kind of like be bouncing around while we're talking and stuff, that'd probably be good. And spontaneous dancing is encouraged. So if you like to just get up and shake your little groove thing and just in the middle while we're talking, that is available.
Jump on the couch.
That is totally available, just so you know. So there's this magic space of what we know and what we don't know we know. Do you guys know that there's a bunch of shit you don't know yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's actually, that part of the pie is really the biggest part of the pie. So we don't know. So, and that's where surprise lives. You know? It's like, I had a girl who came to a genius class that I did. The only thing she could think of that she liked to do as a kid, because it was one of the questions that I asked, is climb poles. And we followed that. She ended up being the cannon girl for Barnum and Bailey Circus. Didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming from pole climbing. Really didn't. So you don't even know what might pop out of you. Capacities, talents, and gifts that want to emerge. So would it be all right if something completely also occurred?
Yes.
That makes me so happy. It really does.
I'll be disappointed if it doesn't.
I had a NASA engineer come in once looking for a wife. That's what he wanted. Because he knew he was like an emotional retard. So he wanted to get in touch with his emotions. And when we got in touch with his emotions, we got in touch with his creativity. He quit his NASA engineer job. Like, he built the space shuttle. Like, he's like a smart dude. He quit that and began building art cars for Burning Man. Wow. His first art car, he sold to the owner of Zappos, Tony Heisch, and it is the main installation in Old Fremont Street right now. And that what we call his coffee cup. Is his first thing he ever made. Oh, we found him a wife. We did find him a wife. Yeah. She was like she was the top 10. She was the top extreme athlete in the world, female athlete in the world for 10 years. So she was not bad either. Right? So all of that, you don't know what's available. He came in going, I'm an emotional retard, you know? And now he's building art cars for billionaires. So what's possible? I tell you those stories because I want you to get that there's something that wants to come out of you, that wants to come through you. There's what you know, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that you haven't even considered yet that's going to be really fun if you let it out. Would you be willing to let that out?
Yes.
Yeah. Woo! Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, online voice, shows fun. But I do want to give you just a couple of minutes to say what you know. So find a friendly face, maybe just the person right next to you, and just go, hey, this is what I really want to create out of this weekend. This is what I know that I want to create out of this weekend. And we'll start there, okay? Ready? Go.
Do you want me to go first?
So I need to do it.
I'm so coming even like I was even if it's not that I should
On that little bit just for them is I also come from all of it. And I'm
Did you want to know why I brought him here? Because I know that you can do anything.
That I am very passionate
And I don't want you to wait until it's not just
I feel like you're sitting here saying I don't have any clients.
I've always known
I was gonna say, I think it's really
that was really all I didn't work you because I really didn't have to feel I was like,
That's right.
And I just, I really started we're doing a lot of clearing a lot of my job. So good, I took just have to see that I never did. And then you put, I'm excited this morning. So I was thinking like, just my entire life in one evening because when that happened, I partnered in like 4 days after and so
Take about 1 more minute.
And then I lost that again.
How much longer I can?
Christine? I think it still says record, but the battery's flashing. Cool.
Awesome. Yes. So I'm east of about an hour northeast. I talked to Ricky and then I decided to take because my original goal was so I moved with her and I which brought a lot of he was going to be very hesitant to take it with her.
and my partner owned a medical store, and so through there, I had as I went through class.
Right time.
Come over this way. Come over this way.
Okay, go ahead and wrap up. Bring your snacks back. Oh, wondering she's asking for dancing. Should be dancing.
Yeah, she wants dancing.
She's very clear about that. She's very clear I'm gonna get it.
What do you want to listen to?
So, we got this wild pair about a few weeks ago to post on Facebook that the universe and I would like to grant 3 wishes.
I'll take one.
And because I know that I have the capacity, one of the things that is my greatest joy is giving people what they want. Giving them what they desire. So being a grant wisher, that's a pretty cool job. Right? We're sign up for that. And I do that. That's what I do for a living. What do you want? What do you want? I want more of that. Right? And when at all possible, if there's something that I have to contribute to somebody having something more of what they want, I'm going to do that. Because I love that. I love making people, you want to dance? I want to give you dancing. I really do. So it's to where it's possible and not being near having my leg hanging out the door or anything like that, but when it's at all possible, I do. So I said, the universe and I would like to grant wishes because I believe the universe is the ultimate wish granter, right? It's the ultimate genie out of the bottle. And it was really so interesting because I was in super open space and it was cool because I had 100 people or more going la 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 la. And I'm cool, right? But it was so what I did, okay, so another little capacity that I have is to channel things you wouldn't think to channel. Like the universe, like money, like people's businesses, like your inner bitch, right? Like like that. That was that. Yeah, good job. So, but I decided to channel the universe as I was going through this, right? And I was really I was very positive about everyone, and I gave what I could. But there was some comments that I could not even get into. Some wishes that I was oh, they don't want that, or they've got almost they're wishing it, but they have no, that's not going to happen with it, or something. And there are other people who wish that I was just yes, it pulled my body in and everything in me, and I could get in there, and I could give them all kinds of energy. I could give them all kinds of stuff, right? And sadly, about 90% I could hardly get in the door. And I was ooh, that's fascinating. I wonder if that's what's going on in the universe. Is we're saying what we want while simultaneously blocking it. Right? Gas, brake. Going down the freeway, gas, brake. Right? Cool. So, what I would love for us this weekend is for that opening of everything that you said that you want to actually allow in with that wish, with that desire, all of the energy, all of everything that we all have to contribute to that occurring for you this week. Can we do that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And can I have maybe a couple of guinea pigs that would like to say what they desire And let's clear anything that's in the way of that so that the energy can come in. Yeah, you come in. Like, and that's the other thing, right? It's funny when people, like I ask for volunteers, and there's a lot of people that raise their hands. There's generally one person that pulls. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. I don't know why, but her energy was like, yes. Right? Okay, cool. So, come back here a little bit so everybody can kind of get a look-see at you. Okay. You need Charlie? Yes. Okay, cool. So, I'd like you to tell the group what you said you wanted out of the weekend, what you desire. Okay, right? And then we're going to feel into, I don't know what I'm going to do, really. I'm making this up because I'm testing something right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Because I had a different, when you said to grant wishes, I had a different thing other than what I said I wanted for the weekend.
Oh, cool, good.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Cool. So, I want you just to say, this is what I desire, this is what I want, in your words, and I want all of you to kind of feel into, if you were the universe, would there be a path to grant that? And she created a path that you could grant that to her. So, you're all going to try on being the universe right now. Okay? Ready? Go.
I would love to travel all over with my kids for an extended period of time. An undetermined period of time.
Cool. Okay, so scale is 0 to 10. Would you give her, she's 10 all in, or would you give her 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever? Just a couple of you, just tell me what you've read. 2. You give her 2?
Yeah, 2, 3.
2, 3? Okay, so hello universe. The universe has spoken. Yeah. Okay, so cool. This is good information to have. Because we go around going, ask and receive doesn't work. Not why it's not working. Right? And it's because we actually don't know that our ask did not have availability in it. Right? So let's add a little availability to your ask. I'm not sure how we're going to do that right now, but let's make it up.
Sure, yeah.
So,
do you want to travel around the world with me? For an undetermined period of time? Or are you good?
Yes.
Cool. We got a yes there. What about this one here? Cool. Right on. Awesome. So what I'd like you to do now, because something that your body's telling you.
Yeah.
Notice what your hands are doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So some part of her is blocking it energetically. So we can. Did you guys know I was only a 2 or a 3?
Is her crotch
you
involved?
There were parts where she was speaking, there was a 7, and there were other parts she was speaking that would go down, it would be bucking down, so it's more like she's blocking, that's the creative center.
Yeah. This is also where we manifest from. So the very place, the very energy that you would require to actually create from, you're doing this. So I'm going to invite you to do just the tiniest thing and just kind of spread your legs a little bit. Okay. Just get your center here. Okay. And just kind of be in this kind of open receiving place.
Okay.
Cool. And just, yeah. So everywhere you've given your hands the job of blocking you, can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yeah? Right, wrong, good, bad, probably, pop, all night, voice, shorts. Yeah, it says even then your hands wanted to be.
Yeah, well, they want to be
somewhere, right?
They're always busy. They have a hard time not being busy.
Yeah. So can they be busy more visibly?
I guess so.
It's like, like me, like I'm crazy. I'm just walking.
I guess so. They like each other. They like each other.
Cool.
They like to, be making things and.
Cool. So just let yourself play with your hands. Let them be in motion. Let themselves let them play. Okay. But don't have them shutting yourself down. Okay. Right, wrong, good, down, on top, all night, voice, yeah. So anywhere and everywhere that you actually feel like your chances of that actually happening. Bullshit, right? That's a little bullshit guy, right? So there's some part of you that's saying bullshit, I think. Okay. So everything that is, can we repeat straight? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, voice, yeah. And anywhere that you bought into and you're holding other people's limitations and points of view about that, except everyone's like, yes, it's not even yours. Okay. Yeah. Whose are those? Do we know?
Well, I have a husband.
Oh, you have one?
Yes, their dad.
Uh-huh.
He has a lot of points of view about what's possible and what's available.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So can we give all that back to him?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fun, pop, fun, language, stuff. So all of the, and any of us that are in relationship, everywhere you've taken their limitations is really true for you too. Because that's what you do as a couple. If you did, you're one brain and you just kind of take that on. Can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fun, pop, fun, language, what's in. Anybody else got any information about what she's not letting in? Yeah.
80% of her dream. What do you do and what do you, when you're traveling?
Right. Yeah.
That's the part. Like, go for all of it. Because you're dream bigger.
Yes, and I'm not sure what the details are. Like, why are we doing this? Or I don't know if I need a why. Just
You
that
don't
it's
need
fun.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun could be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. You can make stuff and explore stuff. And
Yeah. Make
There-
friends and.
There was a huge question in your energy of, is it possible?
yeah.
Huge fucking question. So you might have been asking, but you're like, I don't get if this is really going to happen or is even possible. Like, it's just so crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
So thank you for that. Because how many of us are secretly and not so secretly doing that already with the stuff you just spoke? Everything that is times Godzilla, you will destroy it.
Yes.
Right, wrong, get bad, fun, pop, language, and all the autoresponders we have in place. So as soon as we actually let the little dream come through and up and out, we go, it's not possible.
Yeah.
Right,
There's
wrong, get
also-
bad, pop, language.
Taking them out of school is another factor too.
That's,
Or that's. I mean,
what does that have to
that's
do
one
with the
of
price
my
of tea in China?
resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go, right? That's the editor. Because if she's actually got a yes to the dream, then she'll figure out the kid in school thing. I'm not saying that it's like, I'm not advocating that everybody take the children out of school for the rest of their lives or whatever. But what I'm saying is that you're putting that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, where you're putting your butt in front of the yes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So your job is to say, I'm doing that. I don't know how, I don't know when. Could be next year, could be in 2 years, I don't know, but I am freaking doing that. Universe, show me. Right? I want that energy, that kind of declaration. Like, I'm having it.
Okay.
Say as few words as possible, just boom. And just see what happens.
Well, let's go somewhere.
Now that's them. But you're still trying to enroll them. You're still trying to get them to go along with you. So everywhere you've decided the full measure of your possibility is what you can get others to agree with.
Okay.
Can we unpick destroy that? Yes. That's right, good, bad, back outside, push, man. Because this is what you're doing with the old guy, right? Just trying to get his like on board, or like maybe that's part of the dance of your relationship. It's like, well, if I can get him to, then I can. But what about the power and potency of magic of you? I want you to declare, I'm going on a road trip, I'm taking those two.
Okay.
Some version of that.
Yeah.
Okay? Go.
We're going on a trip.
Okay, that's still we. Okay?
Oh.
I want, yeah.
Right, but if I'm bringing them with me.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But you want to say everybody else but you.
You make
We, them,
Okay.
like the kids, right?
Yeah.
So if you're putting all the we in front of the me, you're never going to get anywhere.
So
Me,
I'm going on a trip and I'm bringing you?
Let's just start. There's two parts. Yes. Okay. So I want you to just go, I'm having it. I'm going on an adventure. I'm going on a trip.
Oh, I'm going on an adventure.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. That's better. Better. Now, turn that up.
Okay. I'm going on an adventure.
Kids, are you coming?
Are you coming?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They're following you. You're like, you before, you were like, kids, like, you want to come on? They're following you, doo-doo. You've got to go, yes, I'm doing it, and y'all coming? Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
What more are they going to learn
than sitting in a classroom. They're gonna learn so much more.
Cool. So one more time, you guys get your bullshit eaters out. All right. Get the button. You, I know you. I know you're on the button. Right. Oh, Suzanne's the ultimate button. Suzanne, you're at the power.
I've got one more thing. What do you mean so vital about your dreams having the same? Like the judgments of it doesn't have to be crazy. It might be crazy, but yeah, clearing statement.
Awesome.
So what do you mean so vital about having same dreams? Are you ready to just read all that?
Yes.
Right one good that. Pod pop, all my boys short to be honest.
Good job. You see how much more of her is in her right now than when she first stood up here? You don't even have to actually open your mouth. You're actually a greater invitation for what you say more right now. Just notice that. Okay? Now, open your mouth. Yeah! Yeah, from that place. Oh, that place. Go.
I'm going on an adventure. I'm bringing my kids and anybody else who wants to have a really fun time. Woo-hoo!
Great. Good job. Hey, no. See, now, you gotta receive their celebration of you because it's gonna help you create. Okay. So bring those barriers down. And thanks for being a voice for all of us. For everything we doubt, for every dream we've ever smushed and said it was impossible. Thank you. Yeah. Kids are like, yeah. Way to go, Mom. Okay. So I had 3 people raise your hand. I'd like to be able to take all the other 2 that had your hands up. And then we're going to go into our final process of the evening. If any of you want that experience, so that, because you can see that that would just be another unfulfilled dream if she walked out of here without doing that. And a lot of us have that going on. We don't realize that we're saying yes and no simultaneously. Okay, and if you want space to do that throughout the weekend, and just raise your hand and tell me, okay? Because I want everybody who wants that experience to have it. Come on up.
I'm just gonna break this.
Well, I was a children's librarian. I'm a really good storyteller. For about 8 years.
Just tell us what you want.
Janet,
Okay,
so
cool.
Janet, use your outside voice.
My outside
And your voice, yeah. So notice how we think we have to say our whole life story to justify why we want what we want. Just tell us what you want, Janet. And your outside voice. I like you a lot. So let's get you out there.
I want to write kids' storybooks, and I've been stopping myself for like 8 years, and I don't know why.
Cool. So all of the excuses, lies, and fantasies that you have bought and sold as you that won't allow you to be the weaver of tales you truly are. And everything that doesn't allow that can we uncreate and destroy that. Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine boys, shorts, and beyond. It's cool. Everywhere you have been unwilling to align with that, unwilling to speak it, unwilling to choose it. And all of the very good reasons why not, that you've proffered, can we uncreate and destroy those? Cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine boys, shorts, and beyonds. So, would you just be willing to say, I'm writing children's books. I'm having that. Out of this weekend, that's what I'm creating. Just declare it. In your words.
I'm having that thing about like the all or none. I want to do like 52, like all every theta virtue.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. A story for each. So.
Awesome. You
Like,
can do all
that.
52, just not all at once.
Yeah, that's why I stopped myself, because like I see the dream and it goes so big and it's so big and it's so big and it's so big and it's like I'm not, and I can't keep up to it. Things were hurting for me. There's a lot of stuff to It's well brought up.
Just speak one book that you know is in you to write. Just like, not the whole thing, like it's a book about a rabbit meets an elephant and they have a threesome with a zebra.
Okay.
That's something I would write, Megan.
I was channeling you.
Okay, so I do have one little, because I helped my dad put his stories together before he died, because he'd tell all these little, like, Finnegan the Leprechaun stories, and I don't know if I'm just wanting that dream because I'm wanting to carry on my dad, or if it's truly me, and I don't know me from my family yet. So,
Yeah, so, oh yeah, we just rescued you from
yes,
them.
we
didn't
did. I hired him. Just told me to check in once in a while, right?
Rescue from them. Yeah, you did. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So, let's put your dad in that empty chair right there. Right there? Okay, cool. What are you putting over there? Say, Dad, those stories are awesome. Yes. And right now, they need to be yours. Some of them might be mine, I don't know yet, but right now they need to be yours. Why don't you do that? What do you want?
Take a read, check that. I'm going to write mine first.
Hi. There we go. Hi. Did you see the response here? Did you see that? It's more true. That's all. Doesn't mean you never will. Maybe you weave it into yours. Who knows how that will come into it, right?
Okay. So now we're going. Now. Tuning in, tapping in, turn it up. And my daughter and my little grandson have orchestrated this scenario where I'm not allowed to be with him right now. So there's stuff like that I'd like to live. But it's also giving me the incentive to write the story, like if I knew then what I know now, and write that book. That's the book that needs to come out. Yeah. But that leaves trap stuff that's not letting me do it.
You're so sneaky. You got all these little traps, and you tell yourself, oh, it's because you're 52, and that's why I'm not there. Because actually, there's this really sweet, vulnerable, huge, big-ass thing in there that wants to happen now. So you make up, there's some big thing you're trying to get to, but this is right in here in you, and we can all see it. And everything you're telling yourself you have to do before you can write that, hold on. Can we uncreate the story now, please? Big round, good, bad, hot, all 9 boy shorts and yarns, bright boy shorts and yarns. Yeah. Yeah. See, these dreams are not little things. And they came to us because they want to get born. Right?
That's why I made you guys up.
Good job. I know. Good job, you. What a creator. Awesome. Cool. So would it be okay to just expand your space a little bit and go, yeah, I think I'll write that now. Almost like it's no big deal. Like, I challenge you to have it be like, yeah, I think it's time. I'll do that one. You can do that one? You do that one now?
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. So, woo! Janet? Oh, I would like you to take the smallest, funnest possible action towards that before you come in tomorrow. Because action's another magic wand. Right? But the problem is that with big thinkers, we get lost in the big thought, and so we think, oh, there's 5,000 actions that have to happen, and so we paralyze ourselves in no action. When really, that smallest little action, the little lily pad, is the gateway to everything. Okay, will you do that? Yes. Yeah. So I love having people dream bigger than they ever have and finding the very tiniest, funnest step they can take towards that. That's the key to start undoing, alchemizing the energy of creation. Thank you. Now I had one more hand up. And they're like, oh, I don't think so.
All right.
Come on,
much
Lucy.
easier on that seat there.
Come on, Lucy.
All right, so I want to bring my business to the next level.
Cool.
I'm getting there. I've made huge amounts of changes in the last year, but I want to go way, 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 way up. And how I'm getting there, that's what I'm working on. How do I get to the next step?
So can we, okay, so you're going to have to say yes, and then I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay, you're going to have to say yes before I tell it to you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Do I have a choice?
Always.
Always have a choice.
Never, ever, ever say how again. What would it take? What's my next step? All cool. The how is an addiction that we use to keep ourselves from being in motion.
I don't choose to have more.
So what will it take for you to choose one? And everything doesn't allow that, we want to create destroy. Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pon, pot, dominate, voice, words, and answers. And you have something here? I am smelling
very deep. I'm feeling the heat.
You're in trouble now. Like, I'm pretty nice compared to her. Okay.
She's gonna eat my chips too.
Part of how I channel. I eat your food. She's like, listen, keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed.
This is all a game plan to choose my
It's really good. That was fantastic.
I'm just doing energy. I don't have any words.
Cool. So while she's doing that, Lucy, would you actually just declare, declare the word, I've been using this a little bit lately, but it feels like, just to declare that you're going to have world domination with your business.
I declare that I'm going to have world domination with my business.
Wow, that reads.
I am.
Yeah. I am having that. I am having that. Right?
My whole body is shaking.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
This is like, you pointed this out to Darlene. It's like there was a place where she wasn't going big enough. Like she thought she was going, that was a lot to ask, and she actually wasn't going big enough. When you were doing this and this level and whatever, I was like, no, it's bigger than that, right? And when she said it, it lined up. Did you guys feel that? That was like, okay, cool. You're the universe. Oh, she's dominating. So I've got to get myself organized thusly because she's dominating. Does that make sense? That was so cool. Thank you. Awesome. And thanks for the chips. That was amazing.
She's like a human vibrator.
All right.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you, lady. Whoa. I honestly feel like I've had a couple of drinks. You know when you had a couple of drinks, you think I can do this? And you go, God, no, I can't.
Careful driving home tonight. Cool. Ask your body to drive home safely for you. Be aware of everything it needs to be aware of. So as I said, if you feel drawn to have that experience, then just raise your hand throughout the weekend. We've got 2 more days. There's plenty of room for everybody that wants to go. it's really, really powerful, because one of the things that happens is we say what we want, we don't even realize all the stop signs we have with it, and then we go out in the world, and then we feel like it's such a struggle. And it's not that the universe that's not it. So we've actually thrown the roadblocks out before we even got there. Does that make sense? So to get rid of as many of those now as possible is a good idea. Because then when you go out, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. Then you're just in creation. You're not fighting with yourself. Does that make sense? Cool. That's awesome.
I'll be first one.
Pardon?
I'll be first one.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. That would be a great way to start the day. Yeah. Remind me if I forget. Because I don't track details so good.
True story.
Where's that? Yes, my personal world domination includes Christine. She tracks all the things I don't. So I want to say a couple of things, and then we're gonna dance. So we're gonna say dance and dance. Dance. Look, I don't know if she really wants to dance. She's not paying attention. The universe is giving her dancing. She's not paying attention. So this process is, I call it the magic carpet ride. Ooh. Because I don't know what else to call it. But
Because that's its name. That's why you call it that.
Thank you. And it's a cool name, isn't it?
Awesome name. Who doesn't want to go on a magic carpet ride?
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? So,
Not in this room.
One of the things we're going to talk about a little bit, and we just did it individually a little bit, was that what gets in the way of magic, what shuts it down, because all there is magic. The earth is magic, you're magic, every molecule is magic, it's everywhere. So when life's not magic, what the hell's going on? It's judgment, kills it dead. The idea of a right and wrong, that there's a right way to do something and a wrong way to do something, that there's right parts of you and wrong parts of you, which actually creates a sense of duality. And it will have you swinging from the fences. You know, like that's one of the problems with the whole affirmation movement. I am beautiful, and there was another part of you going, bullshit, bullshit. And so you were putting competing energies out into the world, just like the people that came up, you could see the competing energies they were putting out into the world, right? And so, I mean, I have been so excited to find Access Consciousness. I've been coaching for 22 years, but only a couple of years into Access. And the thing that I love about it is this sort of a crazy obsession I've always had with questions, and they're, questions on crack. But the idea that we could clear to the core the point of view that holds any kind of right and wrong to it is super, super exciting to me, and that if we could do that in a group of 1,000 people, we could all do it together and actually start eliminating right and wrong from this planet is very exciting to me, because magic cannot exist in the container of right and wrong. So if you open up your magic and you're still holding on to too much right and wrong, you will take yourself on not a good ride. Because it's like, oh yeah, I'm good, no I'm not. And so you use your magic to fucker you up because you're bad. And so one of my jobs this weekend with you guys is to help you literally eliminate right and wrong. So all there is creation. So all there is what you want to create. All there is following what's light for you. What feels like something that will create more for you, that will create more for the planet, that is like feeling like that to you, right? So, having said all of that, I also get really tired of the clearing statement, of all the incessant loops over and over and over and over and over again, like oh, you're that, blah 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 blah. And sometimes, which is it's awesome, and sometimes it feels like I'm cutting away at the branches and not getting the root. And so before the first Live Your Magic, I kept asking the universe, like, is there a stronger way? Is there a faster way? Is there a hack? You know, I love the hacks, I really do. To get underneath it. And this is when I was given the information that the people who would be coming to the event would be the creators of magic, and that magic got created before right and wrong. And the intent of the magic carpet ride is literally for you guys to go on a bit of a journey to the time before there was right and wrong, so that you can have an experience in your body of what it feels like to not live in that. And what I find is that when we have an experience of something, it becomes more like it's something we can reference. It's something that we can go back to. You don't always have to have an experience of something to change something. But I find that if people can have an experience of there's no right or wrong, that it expands their world. And they stop holding it so near and dear to their heart. Does that make sense? You guys get that? Cool. So I facilitate it in a couple of ways. What I find that this energy thing that's come through me in the last couple of years, in part has been because of my training with Dr. Dane here, who Suzanne and I have been studying Symphony of Possibilities, and we've gone up to Maestro and we're learning how he talks to molecules and open space for people and things like that. And he gave me a great gift in my first class called Symphony of Possibilities. And as I was asking, I can't remember the question I asked, and he said, well, the position of Dane here is taken. Find out what this is for you. Find out this energy isn't you, and so I really took him up on that. And I realized that something that I've always been doing is playing with the molecules. When it didn't matter what modality I was using, I always got more results than other people doing that modality. And in part, it was because I was changing the molecular structure of their patterns, so that their patterns were dissolving faster. And so I've just taken that awareness and kind of channeled it into this thing that I call molecular infusion, which I just turn that energy on and I start moving the molecules, right? And so I will be doing that with each one of you as you're moving your bodies in whatever way that feels. You can sit in your chair if that feels better to you and just kind of like move however you want. I find that if you actually can get the body in some kind of motion, like if you actually get up and dance or move your body in whatever way you feel to, that it takes us out of our head faster and into more of that open space in a quicker way. Does that make sense? So basically, I'm gonna put some music on. You're gonna imagine a magic carpet underneath you. I'm gonna actually start you on the journey. I'm gonna say a few things just to kind of guide you. We're gonna play for 15 or 20 minutes, and your job is simply to allow the carpet to take you to the core of creation, the creation of magic on the planet that you were part of before there was right and wrong. And just ask your body right now, say, body, show me. Say, body, show me. Give me the experience of no right and wrong. Give me an experience of when I was the creator of magic. Give me an experience of that. Take me there. So it's not even here. You know, there's a lot of people that do this experience and they don't see anything here. But they leave the space going, ah! calling Uber. they're a little drunk, you know? But whatever it is for you is perfect. Like whatever you experience, if all you do is just go, oh, that's yummy music, that felt so good in my body, I don't think anything happened. Those people generally have the biggest breakthroughs on Sunday. So don't even worry about it. Wherever you are with this, in this experience, is going to be perfect for you. Do you guys have any questions? It's like you guys experience like a shamanic journey, like where you're kind of taken through trees and stuff. It's kind of like that, but it's less guided. It's more like, hey, take me. Some part of you, the magician in you, knows exactly where to take you. Right? Does that sound fun? She's like, can we just dance now? Shut up, lady. Okay. So cool. So if you guys I know right where that song is. Have you found it?
It's LYM.
Huh?
LYM.
It's massive. It's the one. That's the one that's 22 minutes. The one that's long enough for us to do. Okay.
This may only
This is the magic grip. My mom's baby because sometimes it's really nice. We take the subway. So easy.
You ready?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop.
So today I realized she's free. I don't know why it's now. I didn't even know before she's 12.
All right. So those of you who are going to take the invitation to really get into this and move your body, go ahead and stand up onto your carpets. Those of you who are going to sit, go ahead and just be wherever you are. One is not better than another. Just notice whatever your body wants. Follow your body. This is going to take you there.
Is this your larger
Okay,
carpet?
cool. There's plenty of space. Find a space in the room, and it could be, thanks for taking that chair out. You could go stand over there. It doesn't have to be in this space. You could go find your own little. You want to have about a couple of feet. You want to have like a couple of feet around you.
I know what I want.
Oh, Wendy. Yeah, there you go. She's going to sit on her carpet. So, Christine, will you play that on really low for just a minute while I guide them into something, and then will you turn it up when I tell you to turn it up?
Yes, boss.
You call me boss.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It's temporary. Kind of got that. So, repeat after me. When energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to travel to the land of magical creation before right and wrong. What energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be? To turn on and turn up. The energies of ESB, SOP, ESC, molecular infusion, and whatever I got that's like that. And everything that doesn't allow that, can we upgrade and destroy it? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pop, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyond. Woo! Cool, start turning it up. Start turning it up and allow yourself to just kind of go inside and move and close your eyes. And imagine that carpet starting to lift gently, ever so gently. And open the space for whatever venture that your body and your magic want to take you on right now. Move how your body wants you to move. Just follow it, even if it doesn't make sense. Go with the images, even if they don't make sense. Or no images.
Yeah, right. Do it for me.
You make me blush.
That's okay. Woo!
kind of hang out or sit down or whatever you want to do. We just have a few minutes left. Does anybody want to share anything they got from that?
I got my book, my first book.
Just that?
I just got my first book, she says.
Just a ABC. But so, kind of like my table of contents too, like A for whatever, B for whatever, and then I can expand on each of the stories later. It's okay.
Going into the space of creation requires no judgment. And the more that we can be in no judgment, the more creation can flow through us. So it makes a lot of sense that your book will come through.
That's awesome. And I did a lot for me, and then when I was done, then I came with you guys. I introverted because I needed it.
Cool. Which is what every writer really does.
Yeah.
They go in and they come out, and they go in and they come out. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to share something. I had this interesting thing where I was like kind of in my own world for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Christine came over and like started to dance with me, and for like a millisecond I was like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to like do something over here."
I'm sorry.
I'm like trying to change the world to mine. And then and then it was like, oh, I can invite others to create with me.
Yes.
And it doesn't sound like rocket science, because clearly I know that, but I don't know what that is. It's like, oh, I can actually really allow others to create with me, and they can others can contribute.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
So there's a difference between knowing something conceptually and knowing something. So you conceptually knew that. You had an experience, and that's why I have you guys move your body. You had an experience in your body of like knowing it. Oh, I can feel that. I get that. Come on in, come play. Which is very different than, I know I can play with other people. Right? Cool. And that's why I invite you guys to move your body in this activity, because it takes you below cognition. Yeah, awesome. That was fantastic. That was beautiful. Yeah. And I think a lot of you had some version of that, like, I think I'm going to, there's other people. Oh, yeah, right? And so, how is it that we can, like, we are on an individual journey and simultaneously in community.
Because I had the same idea. I was actually inviting people on. I was like, I'm magical on creation. Just come on with me. Just come on with me, because we're going to a good place. That's all I kept doing.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Does anybody else want to share?
I'll share.
Yeah.
Because at first, Boo was trying to dance with me, and I was like doing the same thing Katrina was doing. I'm having an experience here. And then I was like, well, I'm having a tricky time dancing with my eyes closed. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm opening my eyes, and then just now I'm starting to get I kind of live a magic carpet ride. Like she's always like trying to go, come on, and I'm like, no, I'm doing this on my own. What are you talking about? So there's a struggle. So.
And so whatever you do, don't let her in on your creations, because it would just be too much fun and magic. And you'd have to let go of that struggle stick. Yeah. Thank you.
First time I did this, well, probably 2 or 3 times, I don't know how many times we did it at the first class I was at, I really felt, and this is going to sound funny, but I felt like I couldn't come out of me. A lot of people think I'm all out there, but I felt like, oh God. Like I could feel it inside of me, like trying to come out, but I couldn't let it out. And tonight I felt free. Like I feel free. Like I can't stop moving. Right? Like I feel free. That's all that's coming through. It's just like I'm free.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Can you see her like?
She's been doing that all day.
Yeah. Well, she gave me something that was really amazing, and I can't remember the name of the word. Kinesthetic.
Yeah.
And
I told her she was a mover Wednesday night. She said, what?
Yeah. Right? Like I'm always, sit still. I would be in classes and I'd be like, stop fucking fidgeting, you stupid ass. Like people are going to be, judging you and da-da-da-da. And so Megan started to say this, that I was a mover, and I go, well, how do you do it when there are people moving in the class? Like, don't you get annoyed? Because I was annoyed with movement the other night. And she says, it's because your body is trying to get you to pay attention because it wants you to move. And I went, are you fucking kidding me? So it's like I'm not stopping my body. If my body wants to do something, I've asked her to co-create with me.
Yeah.
So she is. It's like I'm not like making my legs move. They're moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're so lit up right now. You're so beautiful.
I can't wait to drive.
Oh God. Oh God.
Everybody take me home.
Can we have a head start? An hour.
I'm sorry.
I'm in the front seat.
Yeah. I'll lay down on the back and die.
Nobody's dying tonight, honey. We're flying tonight. We're gonna be in that carpet.
Seatbelts on at all times.
Always safety first.
Officer, it was her idea.
If I get stopped, I'm going to be asked what have I drank tonight.
Yep.
A lot of energy.
Wow. It's so good. It's like You get a class and you get high.
Yeah.
It's all very good to get it dry for that much. You know? They'll do that for 3 days. I tell you. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. And also, like, that's one of the reasons that people come to more than one is because something opens and they feel it and they're like, whoa, what else? And some of us are so locked down that we need that space to continue to play with it. But like, it's like your body is going to get to create on levels you would never even imagine. Like, it's already creating for you right now. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else?
My body is actually almost like returning to being a child. Like as I was rocking, like I remember when I was younger, I like just that rocking of it. Yeah, so today is almost like allowing my body to go back to being a child and getting in touch with that rocking and doing nothing and just being. And I was like, and I noticed how my body was like swinging in different, like, it's not like I did it, the body was like taking me here and there, and I felt like it's the first time I actually know my body is actually being. Like it's more alive than it has been. Yeah. Something.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Because it's like that. That's one of the reasons I ask the question a lot. Like, what did you love when people don't know what their capacities are? I ask them what they love to do as a child, because it came out of us before it had words. Who we be, our capacities, and we're coming out. And like, when your body has that kind of an experience, it's really going before right and wrong, and it really is going before. Like, you took all that stuff on, and like you're reminding yourself through your body, like that natural flow of your being before like all the constructs came in.
Yeah, and I noticed it's very interesting when I walked in here when I first got in here, I couldn't see anything in this room. And my eyes took so long, and it blinked so much tonight that I'm actually, like, my eyes are actually tired. And it's almost like I can say now I'm acclimatized to here. It took that many hours. And my eyes were just blinking, and yawning non-stop. And I think what is the first at least 5 minutes before and even after, like, even I said hi to people, their face is not, I couldn't see their face. It's very interesting when I walk in here. And I know this class, I didn't want to come.
We had this conversation.
Yeah, I didn't want to come here. And yet I'm also resisting going to Utah because I know it's telling me to go to Utah.
Do you know that I resist the most? I resist everything she does the most. Like, I am like the biggest resistor. So, and because I always know that there's going to be such amazing change on the backside of it, and so that part of me that just wants to stay the same. Like, if I, like, the more I resist, I mean, ask her. Like, I'll just be so pissed. Like, I can't believe I'm going to this class. The only reason why I'm going to this class is because we live together and we're together, and I wouldn't go to this class unless that, you know. And then she's like, well, you don't really have to go. And I'm like, well, I'm going, but I'm mad about it. She's just like, yeah. And then, you know, an hour later, I'm like, joy, exaltation. Like, so happy. Like, this is the best thing ever. I'm so glad I chose this. I'm so glad I chose this.
Like, in the middle of parking, and I called her, and she's like, I don't even know if I'm going to come now, because I'm just so frustrated. And she's like, wow, you're 5 seconds from walking in the door. I know. Whatever I choose one day with her.
Like, the driving, everything is like, it's been really weird. The last few weeks, like the last week or so, I know that I went online and checked the ticket for Utah. And then I say, what the fuck you're doing? You haven't even taken the class. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going back to Salt Lake. I was a woman. Not going back to Salt Lake. Like, it's just the whole fucking thing. And then I'm driving here.
I swear to God, that's the first time I heard her say fuck.
I didn't even know you were a Mormon.
Oh, fuck. People that knew me for over 10 years, I recently went to Colorado, and she says, you cuss?
That's awesome.
That's what she
I'm
said.
so proud. I know, and you'll even say penis sometimes, which makes me so hard. I'm so happy.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
I've heard it. It's awesome. I'm so excited when she does. I'm like, Wendy, I'm so proud.
I created you.
I didn't create her, but I know I'm a terribly great influence.
Yeah, it's really strange. And driving here, it's like, what the heck? Like this traffic and all that. And then Yonge Street, I'm like 10 minutes from 401 and I'm there for half an hour. Like, what the heck? And then I called you, I was like ready to kill. Seriously, it's like, where's the parking? Like, it's so close and it's so far. It's just everything.
That's a cool statement. It's so close and it's so far. How much do we do that with all of our wishes and desires, and then we go into it's too much traffic, and it's right? Like all of us.
Totally. Yeah. And thanks for saying yes anyway. Like, that's really cool that the way you described all the physical shifts that kept happening through the night, and the truth are, for all of us, it's like the people that stood up in front of the room, like you were doing that to yourself, but the people that stood up in front of the room and we were clearing what was in the way of their yes, we all have something like that going. So every time we start going in the direction of what we want, that will change it, that will take us actually to what we really want, all those resistant energies show up and we're not even aware of them. Standing, like closing yourself off, you're not even aware you're doing that.
Well, the blinking wasn't like my doing per se.
Yes.
The blinking started about 5-6 years ago after a major change of, like, I received a session, and after that session I couldn't even walk. People used to carry me and teach me literally how to walk. I had to learn how to walk. The 2 people were carrying me and walked me for over an hour to teach my body how to walk again. That's how, and after that, this started happening. Every time when there's a lot of energy, I just go, and when I sat down here, I was like, holy shit, like non-stop. And I felt very uncomfortable because people don't know me here. So I felt like I'm like, what the fuck, like, it's almost like, and it took 2 hours for it to finally settle down. And I don't know if it's just energy change, or I have climatized, or I asked my body, like, is there any other way you can shift energy other than blinking my eyes? Like, it's very tiring. Is there anything else you can do, So, but yeah, it's been very interesting, because I usually take classes, they know me.
Yeah.
Like, I say yes to things, but this one is
Wendy
like,
says yes to almost everything.
yeah, I'm willing to choose, but this one is kind of weird.
Have you met Megan?
Well, like, in a way, I know that I was just sharing with Janet there that I think I have been acknowledging that I create magically. And yet I also know that as soon as magic show up, I go, and then wait for shit to settle down, and then say, okay, now you can do it again. And then shit, go back down. And so it's like, I'm more willing to acknowledge now, and I'm asking myself to, like, when you ask, like, what do you like, I basically heard it in my head. It's like a walking, talking magician.
Yes.
You know, and then it's like, look, I'm not comfortable, you see? I'm not comfortable talking about it even. Yeah.
And would it be okay not to be comfortable talking about it for a minute? It's okay to just not be comfortable and say it anyway. Just a little bit. Just 1%. No.
It's too big, that's what is in my head. Too big.
So all of your points of view about what's too big and too small, all the calculations, computations about what big and small is, they keep you from being you, from being create and destroy you. Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, how, online, bush, shorts, and bands.
And there's something going on in my stomach here right now.
You give yourself just a little bit more space. There we go. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Expand your space, barriers down just a little. All of the lifetimes where you believed you would explode or implode, if you actually declared the magic you really are and have been through all time, space, and dimensions and realities, can you please uncreate and destroy that? Would it be okay to uncreate and destroy that now?
Yes.
Cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, online, voice, shorts, and bands. What energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the magic that you truly be? The total ease, joy, joy. Everything that doesn't allow that, everything destroy that. And destroy that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, 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 good. Any of you do that clearing, no? What energy, space, and consciousness can we in our bodies be to be the magicians we truly be for all eternity? And everything that doesn't allow that, can we create and destroy it?
Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all night, voice, shorts, and beyond. This isn't just happening for her. It's quite possible she's channeling something from her right now. Go ahead.
So can we clear some entities? All the entities that are in the way of our magic, all the entities that we've hired from any lifetime and any dimension. So gathering, 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 and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and all of you guys know how to do this, so contribute your energy. There's a lot here. And who are you? And you, 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 and you. And who are you before that, and 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 before that. And who could you be in the future? Who would you be in the future? Who could you be in the future? Who could you be in the future? Who would you be in the future? And all of you, all of the irrevocable contracts with these entities to stop, hide, mitigate, compartmentalize, deny your magic. Can you uncreate and destroy all that?
Yes.
Yes? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. and all of the genetic imprinting and cellular imprinting and magnetic imprinting and DNA imprinting. Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shirts, words of beyonds, and go back to when she came, and go back to when she came, and everybody do this with me. Go back to when she came, 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 go back to when she came. And any entities that want to contribute to your magic, do you say yes to that?
Yes.
Yes.
And allow you to unveil, reveal, embody, anything in the way of that. Can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shirts, boys and beyonds. And any elemental energies that you all have genius and gifts and talents and magic around, any fairies, elementals, dragons, nymphs, all the stuff that we don't even have names for in the English language that you have connections to, can we bring all that magic, all that earth magic, all of that into this weekend too?
Yes.
And all of the angels and guides and teachers and masters and spirit guides and archangels and all of the spiritual realm, and all the legions of entities and energies that are supporting us, that are for us, that want us to embody our magic and to create the lives that we truly desire. They supported us too.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Cool. And can you feel them?
Yes.
Yeah. And will you receive them?
Yes.
You just say, hi body, hi body, hi body. Hi body. Hi body. For all of us, we might be able to say, hi body, hi body, hi body. Hi body, hi body, hi body. Sometimes the body starts to move when it's changing. It unwinds patterns sometimes involuntarily. This used to happen a lot when I would do rapid eye and people's bodies would unwind things. They just do because they're smart sometimes. Her body's taking her through whatever change is required. But everywhere that we've all been keeping it together so much, we've never let our body do this. Can we uncreate and destroy it?
Yes.
Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pom, 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 and go shorts and beyonds. And anywhere and everywhere you've been trapping the magic of you in your body, and in no movement, and in small movement, can we uncreate and destroy that?
Yes.
Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pom, 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 and go shorts and beyonds. What magical capacities are in our bodies that we haven't been acknowledging. So we've been doing things like creating pain, and problems, diseases, is right, wrong, good, bad, hot, pop, all night, no shorts or beyonds. Hi, buddy, hi, buddy, hi, buddy. Hi, buddy, hi, buddy, hi, buddy. What magical capacities are we? What magical capacities are we that I haven't been acknowledging? Can you reveal those to me with total ease? Everything that doesn't allow that, can we get a create and destroy it? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, o'clock, all night, boy shorts, and beyonds. Bodies are so magical. Our bodies transmute energy. They contribute to other bodies sometimes without us knowing it. Like that's part of what happens when she walks around the room and starts putting bodies on. Hi. How you doing? Can't talk. That's okay. So I'm going to let you be, and I'm going to kind of sit with you here for a minute, make sure that everything's okay when it's time for you to go. And I'm just going to see if there's any other questions that any of you guys have before we come back tomorrow for more play. We're just getting started. This is just a tiptoe. Taste. A little taste. So again, like she's showing us the amount of change actually that we're all going through that we're not letting ourselves really express to some degree. Some of you are expressing it, some of your bodies are allowing you to express it, some of you are feeling all this stuff, but your bodies are still kind of like holding it together because we've given our bodies the job of kind of keeping it all together, right? So just know that you've had more change tonight than you probably had in a very long time in your world, right? And so be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, drink a little extra water. Like anything that comes up, what would be the gentle way to do this? What would be the kind way for you to do this for me? Okay. And then we'll come back around about 10 a.m. tomorrow and do some more play. How's that sound?
Excellent. Awesome.
Thank you guys. You guys are so awesome.
I'll be down here around 9:30, but if you guys get here early, you know how to find, you can message me on Facebook. I think everybody here has Facebook Messenger. You can Facebook message me or you can text me. Christine sent you guys our phone number, so you can text me too.
Are you here?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for staying a little later, guys.
Thanks for
Staying a little later. Past 10.
Oh, good Mr. Arms.
I need to go and get some
Get lots of rest.
You guys sleep over here?
We'll be here in less than 12 hours.
I just find a fun dance song on that list. That's why that list is what it is. It's got some just like good
The song
stuff
that
on
we
it.
were listening to sounds like the inside of a propane drum.
Yeah, it's a hang drum, which is, we have a similar thing.
What happened to the drum? Oh,
We still have it.
We still have it.
you want to lose that forever.
Come on. Oh, yeah. Like, Olivia Magic on the boat. I was thinking about this. They're going to do resorts too. Oh.
How am I supposed to go home now?
I need to. You'll have to tell me more. Oh.
pick up your garbage and put it away too, please?
I lost my boots. I think they're on the other side of the thing.